Please welcome to the stage Congresswoman Cheri Bustos.
Hello, everybody. I get to do something very special, and that is to introduce my good friend and colleague, Joe Neguse from the state of Colorado. And if you'll indulge me for just a second, it was 10 years ago when the people of the 17th District of Illinois in central and western and northern Illinois first elected me to go to Congress. And I was the first woman and only woman to represent that area. And I am today one of only 3 Democrats in the entire nation to win twice in a Trump district. The folks in this room, you helped me get there, and I really, more than anything, want to say thank you. When I announced last April that I was not going to run for re-election, I said at that time that I wanted to make sure that I was part of welcoming the next generation of leader to American politics. And, you know, we have an incredibly talented bench. These are people who are exciting new voters. These are people who are bringing on new Democrats. They're bringing on new solutions to our world's problems. And one of those new and young leaders is the guy you're about ready to hear speak. He's Joe Neguse, and let me just tell you a little bit about him, okay? So who you're going to see up here. You might recognize him. He's cut this national figure because he was on the impeachment team where the House impeached you-know-who. But we took notice of him in the U.S. House of Representatives when he was a brand new member and he stood up and gave his very first speech on the House floor. And Bill Foster, you remember when we did that, and Roger Christian Murphy, you remember when we first did that. Senator Durbin, you probably remember that. But so in Joe's first speech on the House floor, here's what he said: that I am able to stand in this chamber with all of you today is proof that the American dream is real, and I want it to be attainable for generations to come. My fellow Democrats, this is the essence of what we all work toward. It's the American dream, and we want to make sure as Democrats that it is attainable for everyone, that it's that which is on the ballot in November of 2022. And that is why we need leaders like Joe Neguse to continue serving in the U.S. House of Representatives. He was the first African-American ever elected to the U.S. Congress from the state of Colorado. He's been a leading voice from that moment that he stepped into the Capitol. You could get that feel just from his words in that first speech. But get this, you guys, in his first term as a freshman, he was elected among his colleagues to sit at the leadership table. And now he is a co-chair of the Democratic Policy and Communications Committee, which is how I got my start at the House leadership table. He has had more legislation signed into law than any other member in the Colorado congressional delegation, and he's been ranked as the top 10 most effective members of the U.S. House of Representatives. So it is leaders like Joe Neguse who we need to have in Washington, D.C. And while I will not be serving with him going forward, I can tell you that I will sleep easier knowing that Joe Neguse will be in the people's House. And in just 2 terms, he has clearly made his mark, and I really cannot wait to see what he does next. So with that, let's give a warm Illinois welcome to Congressman Joe Neguse of the state of Colorado.